relies on attitude formation. Classical or Pavlovian conditioning. It's named after a Russian physiologist. Mind it that he is not a psychologist but a physiologist. Okay, this man has a very simple argument. He says that there are stimulus or stimuli that generate response in us, as simple as that. And what is stimuli or stimulus? Stimulus is that thing that generates response from. Do you understand that? That is a stimulus. It could be a statement as well, which generates response from you. So the statement acted like a stimulus. More than one stimulus, we call it stimuli. Okay. So he says that there are three kinds of stimulus. One is the unconditioned stimulus. Then you have the neutral stimulus. And then you have conditioned stimulus. Now, what is an unconditioned stimulus? An unconditioned stimulus is that kind of stimulus which generates automatic and natural response. It means no further effort has to be made to get the response other than just presenting or projecting the stimulus before the person. Like, say for example, think of this. The smell of your favorite food. Suppose you're just sitting in your home and mother is cooking something, suddenly you get the smell of that food. You start salivating. You understand that? You start salivating, and that is a natural response. You are designed like that. You understand that? Whenever you will get this smell, you will start salivating. So the smell of the food becomes an unconditioned stimulus. Unconditioned stimulus are those stimulus which will generate response the moment they are presented before. Do you get it? Neutral stimulus are those kind of stimulus that do not generate any response when they are presented before you, other than just attracting your attention. Like, say for example, if somebody rings a bell, so it will not generate a very happy or a very sad response, other than you will just first you will try to look what has happened. Or suppose somebody is honking the horn on the road, you will just look at the person. So it's not any positive or negative response immediately. So neutral stimulus are those kind of stimulus which do not generate any response other than they just attract your notice, or they just drag your attention. That's it. They are neutral stimulus. Do you understand that? Now, what are conditioned stimulus? Conditioned stimulus are those stimulus which were previously a neutral stimulus, but now they have been converted into conditioned stimulus, or rather, in simple words, they were neutral stimulus, but because of the experiment that Pavlov undertakes, they after some time they generate the same response like the unconditioned stimulus. Do you get it? Operant or instrumental condition. Now, This theory is given by an American psychologist. His name was Frederick Skinner. Now what Skinner says, simple argument, says that all those things which bring rewards, we develop a positive attitude towards it. And all those things which brings punishment, we develop a negative attitude towards it. So this instrumental conditioning or operant conditioning is also known as the incentive punishment model of attitude formation. Now, like Pavlov took his dog experiment to explain what is classical conditioning, Skinner made an experiment which is known as the rat box experiment to explain what is instrumental conditioning. So you have to be very attentive as I explain this rat box device. Okay, so Skinner, he came up with a special device which he calls as the rat box. Now in this rat box there was a speaker which created some sound. Then there were two lights, colors for it. So there was a green light and a red light. Oh. There was a green light and a red light in that box. Okay. Then there was a food dispenser in that box, and it was attached to a pallet where food would be dispensed. And then there was a lever, and the entire box was placed on an electric grid like this, and this grid was connected to a power source, okay, which would supply some weak electric current. Now what Skinner did, Skinner placed hungry rats, or a hungry rat in the box. Okay. The rat was extremely hungry. Skinner kept it starving for few days, and then he put it in the box. So it was extremely hungry. What happened was, because of his hunger, the rat started exploring the box, started running here and there. Accidentally, the rat pressed the lever. As the lever was pressed, the food dispenser dispensed some food on the pallet, and the rat helped itself to that good meal. Got it? After some time, the rat got the idea that if I press the lever, there would be food coming my way. So when Skinner did this experiment for some days, after few days, when he would put the rat would immediately go and press the lever. Do you understand that? It won't waste any time in pressing the lever. So pressing the lever is food. It means doing a particular task is incent. Do you get it? So that's why the rat developed a very good attitude towards the lever. It would keep on pressing it till such time food is being dispensed into the rat box. It would satiate itself completely. When its tummy would be completely full, it would still sit near the lever, close to it, because it has developed affection for the liver. Do you understand that? It's one task which is performing and it's getting food regular. After some time, what Skinner did was he replaced this rat with another rat. Do you understand that? Now this rat was not hungry rat. It was already well fed. So the moment the rat entered, the rat would not explore the box. It would just go in a corner and it would sleep. It would go to sleep. Then Skinner did something which could be considered as inhuman. He supplied some electric current to the grid. Okay, some minor current, बहुत low ampere ऐसे समझ कर देख लो, so that the rat does not die. But the rat starts jumping because of the electric shock, and it starts exploring the box here and there. Suddenly, accidentally, it hits the liver. The moment it hits the liver, then the electric current would stop. After some time, Skinner observed that when I put the satiated rat or well-fed rat also inside the box, it goes first and presses the lever and stands like that, because it does not want to get subjected to this unwarranted electric current. You understand that? So here also it's an incentive to avoid some kind of problems, a punishment. Do you get that? So perform this task, otherwise there will be punishment, and you can apply to larger society as well. Skinner then further modified the experiment. In case of food, what Skinner used to do was that he would just make the green light glow. As the green light, it started blazing. After that, if you press the lever, then only the food will come out. Made some modifications to it. Okay, so the rat, the hungry rat, when it entered the box, it would press the lever, but no food will come this time. Unless the green light is on. The rat understood it after some time. After some time, the rat would sit and would wait for the green light. The moment there is green light, it will run and it will press the lever. It will keep the lever pressed so that the food keeps coming. Do you understand? Whatever the rat is looking for, that much food. Same Skinner did with respect to red lights. And this was for the electric current. That there will not be any electric current unless the red light glows. And the rat observed after some time that the red light glowing is followed by the supply of current into the grid. So it would wait for the red light. The moment it glows, it will jump and press the lever. Before that, pressing the lever would not make any kind of thing. So this is something visual kind of, you can say, interface. Then Skinner further modified it with sound. A small sound would be created. After that, food can be got or electric current can be stopped. In all the cases, Skinner saw the behavior of rat change. After some time, what Skinner did was that instead of one rat, Skinner put 2 rats into the box, and they were subjected to electric current. Okay, and both these rats may try to stop the electric current by pressing the lever, but they could not stop the electric current. It was completely painful for them. The only way to stop the electric current was, now Skinner was looking at it, so he had the control of the switch. The only way was when they fought amongst each other. When they tried to hit each other, Skinner would just switch off the current. The moment they would leave each other, switch on the current. Do you understand that? Now, can you relate it to the society? Can you understand this? So it's almost like when to give incentive, when to offer punishment, and on that basis changing your entire orientation through attitude. This is whereas Frederick Skinner's rat box experiment, or the incentive punishment model of attitude formation. Businesses generally follow this model. Give heading modeling. What is modeling? Here you look up to some person who is model for you in life. You understand that? And you start liking that person, and because of this liking or affection, you just borrow his or her attitudes and imbibe them in your understanding and after some time you start believing that it is your attitude. Do you get it? Like say for example, suppose there is a famous movie star from say the Indian film industry or Hollywood or something like that, and you completely admire the movie star for the movies that he has or she has acted in. You always make it a point that if there is an interview of this person available on the net, you always listen to it. It could be a sports star, it could be anything. Do you understand that? There's a lot of affection for that person. And then you start mocking that person also, or rather mocking would be a bad word, imitating that person. Do you understand that? You start imitating the way he speaks or she speaks, the subject matter on which he or she speaks, आप उस पे बात करने लग जाते हो, ठीक है? और उसके बाद क्या होता है कि वो जो एटीट्यूड रखते हैं किसी सोशल इशू, इकोनॉमिक इशू, पॉलिटिकल इशू पे, आप भी उस एटीट्यूड को बोरो करने लग जाते हो. Subconsciously start borrowing, and after some time you feel that yes, this is my attitude. It is nothing but modeling. आपका attitude formation हो गया. Do you get it? It was just on the basis of liking that person. Now, modeling should not be confused with observational learning. Observational learning can be with respect to anybody. Attitude formation is the journey from having no attitude to some attitude, positive or negative, sometimes even mixed. Attitude change is you do not start with no attitude. You already have an attitude, and there is change in the attitude. You understand that? So like say for example, from positive it becomes negative, or from negative it becomes positive, or from positive it becomes extensively positive, intensively positive, or from negative it becomes intensively negative. These are all examples of attitude change. Okay, and remember attitude functions: knowledge function, ego defensive function, value expressive function, instrumental function, and social acceptance function. So attitude change भी Daniel Kahneman का ही दिया. You understand that?